My wife ordered some sort of modular closet system from IKEA to go in the master bedroom closet. They're attempting to deliver it right now, but they could not because we have a low-hanging branch in our driveway that would not allow them to get through. So I'm going to attempt to figure this out. She is a little freaking out at the moment. Not a big deal, you know. Not the coolest in the stressful situations, my wife. But we love her anyway. It looks like they have made it. They're gonna bring it through my neighbor's property. So there's like essentially a road that goes right through here. It's really overgrown right now, but they have the truck over there. I'm gonna go make sure that they didn't slide down in the creek over here when they were trying to bring it in this way, because they had to back out. Macy said their tires were like up against a fence. It was not a good look. We're gonna see what it looks like. This is the entrance to the property off of our access easement. This is the low-hanging branch that the box truck could not get through. I've thought about cutting this down before, but I really like this tree. I don't want to get rid of it. So, oh yeah, they made it. They made a nice little rut out here. They almost didn't make it out. Oh well, I'll come smooth that out with the tractor later. We've had a lot of rain here in the past 5 days, and not ideal to have a giant box truck trying to back out of this driveway. We really need to get this driveway redone, but I keep wanting to do it, and Macy says we want to pay for other things. So we compromise and we pay for other things. And that looks to be the only place down through here that had any issues. So I'm gonna head back up here and try to help coordinate this thing. She's on the four-wheeler right now helping them get into the property. I just took the golf cart up here because it was a little bit faster. I'm not even sure if you can hear me with me driving in the wind and this thing clanging around in the back. Piece of shit golf cart. I do see their truck up here. They did make it in. Woo. I know that guy was nervous. He doesn't speak any English either, and I know my wife speaks any Spanish, so we had a tough time communicating with him on trying to get him to come over this way. But I used a little app on my phone, spoke into, and he spoke into. Translated pretty well, did a pretty good job, so looks like they're over here now. I'm gonna stop here and go ahead and close this gate because they're not gonna come back out this way, and we're gonna have to turn the donkeys back out whenever they're done. Oh, I really hope nothing gets torn up out here. And it's closing, so we're gonna pull up and see about what's going on over here. A big ass box truck for only 800 bucks worth of closets. Not 800 bucks, 800 pounds worth of closets. This is more expensive than that. Macy is very frazzled right now, and she very, very, very much dislikes being frazzled. Couldn't make it under that tree either. We got another tree that blocks them from being able to get to the garage. The giant box truck might have been a little overkill for what's inside of there, but maybe that's all they had. They're gonna get this unloaded and put somewhere. Good? Eh, a little iffy. I saw the mark down there. I'm sorry. Lo siento. I think that means I'm sorry in Spanish. I've studied a lot of Spanish in my life and I still can't speak a lick of it. I wish I could. I really wish I could. I don't know where Macy has them setting it in here. Go look. See what we're working with here. This is where it's going. There's a ladder in there at the moment. I guess Macy painted. I'm gonna have to assemble that later. I would help them move it, but I don't know if they want me to, or if it's like a liability issue. And like I said, we can't really communicate because I don't speak English and I don't speak Spanish, so I'm just gonna stay out of their way and let them do their thing. Part of me wants to cut that tree limb down so I never have to deal with something like this again. I'm never gonna cut that tree limb down. That's a nice tree. Right over the property, just hangs over there. Unless it falls down there in a hurricane, that thing's staying there for forever. Same thing with this one. Unless it falls over. I ain't cutting that limb just for trucks to get through here.
We have another delivery coming today, but it's not any of this big stuff, so I don't think it's going to be a box truck. I think it might be like a regular thing.
Gotcha. Do you have anything to say to the people?
My heart rate is high.
She does not like being frazzled. It's her least favorite thing. Do you need me to do anything? I'm just going to be right in here. Holler at me if you need me.
How was the street?
Just one divot. The creek was fine, but there was one divot further up that I'm going to have to go out and smooth out with the tractor.
Back there?
I don't really want to put that dirt in there.
Rock?
Yeah. But we have no rock. I wish I just had a big pile like quarry stone. Some like crushed 57 stone or something out here, but alas, I do not. I'll let these guys get this done. More boxes getting brought in.
These two big boxes should be the ones that we're returning, just so you know. So,
Okay.
because those were like the biggest thing.
We changed something up about the layout after we'd already ordered it, so we're probably gonna have to return part of it. Look at little goose man.
It's okay, Goose.
What a goofy goober. We're gonna follow behind them on the four-wheeler, make sure they get out of here all right. No wonder they're not out here working, man. There's so much damn water out here. It's crazy. All right, they made it, and my four-wheeler died. Macy said this gate was open. Need to retune the carburetor on this thing now. Man, you used to not be able to see nothing back here. Not that it, I mean, like I said, not my property. I'm just glad they let us use it for access. I just hope that we can continue that arrangement whenever the fellow that owns it gets his house built and moves in out here. If not, I completely understand. We'd figure something else out. I don't even know if you can hear me with this four-wheeler running. Shut this gate back, let the donkeys back out. And hopefully that fiasco is over until we get the actual closet installed. I'm actually not going to let the donkeys back out because Macy said there were some more people supposed to be here later with some other stuff. I don't know who or what, but I'm just going to leave them pinned up front for now. And I'll let her figure that out. All right, that fiasco is dealt with. We have closet stuffs now. That is all going to get installed in there eventually. Probably not today. My little puppies. My precious little puppies. My little precious puppies. My little precious puppies. Oh goodness. That is Carrot and CJ. And that's Macy. She's in meeting.
3 days later.
These were delivered on Wednesday. It is now Sunday mid-morning of a long holiday weekend. Macy's going through and labeling all these things. We're going to get some closets installed. Are you excited, Maester?
Very much.
She has been chomping at the bit to get these closets installed. She is very jazzed up. All right, come here, Maester. Let's do a quick interview. Tell them your design process for the closet.
Trial and error.
Trial and error. What were your tools? What did you use?
I use the IKEA PAX design tool.
Here's the design that she made in the IKEA PAX tool.
So IKEA actually gives you an assembly overview that shows you like the order that everything should be installed in. So that's how I'm going through. So I'm going through and labeling everything, and that way Michael knows the order of how to assemble. But that's the full design right there. That's the 3D design, and you can turn it and see each side of the closet and put shelves and racks and bars and whatever else you need. It's relatively cheap as far as closet option goes.
Just as all the other things for the house, Macy has been the designer for this part. All the colors, basically everything she's picked out, everything that you see in here, colors, anything that's not structural, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, anything that has to do with how something looks, she has picked out and designed in some way. So if you hate it, it's her fault. Or it's my fault for installing it improperly. Camera set up. I hung like a dowel rod in the doorway here so you can see what we're doing in here. We're just going to be moving boxes in this other room, so don't need to show that. And the very first box we opened has a broken corner. Shout out to IKEA. Particle board nonsense. Insanely expensive for applied particle board. Honestly though, who knows if it was shipped that way, if it got broken in transit. I'm sure they deal with a lot of different freight companies. So I'm sure it wasn't broken when they packaged it. It was probably damaged during transport. It's literally been sitting on our floor since we got it, and we definitely haven't dropped it since we took a hold of it. So Macy's gonna get in contact with them. The guys that came and delivered this were kind of pissed off. There was part of it in the video before this. There was an issue with the delivery where they had to come around our neighbor's property because the box truck that they drove was way too big to fit down our driveway with the tree overhanging it. They brought like a 30-foot box truck that was like 15 feet tall to deliver 800 pounds worth of closet that I could have delivered in my pickup truck. But I know they probably had other deliveries. The box was basically empty when they got to us. But they were coming in and throwing stuff down pretty rough, so that's probably when it got damaged. And there was no way, they didn't speak any English at all, like literally zero. I used my phone to translate between the two, so that was also frustrating for them, I think. And yeah, it just was not a good situation overall. And now the box is damaged. Don't know if it was them, you know, not trying to blame them, but I think that was probably the most likely time when it would have been damaged. But Macy's on the phone, on hold with IKEA now, trying to figure it out. After reading through this instruction manual, it might as well be in Swedish. It's not very helpful. Macy talked to the IKEA people. They said they'd replace it, and there's one up in Tampa, so I guess you're gonna go up there. I don't wanna go to Tampa. Macy wants me to go to Tampa, so we're gonna compromise and I'm gonna go to Tampa. They said we could either just return the board or return the whole package. So we're gonna open up the rest of this crap before we have to take that piece of crap up to get a new piece of crap and bring it back to assemble this lump of crap. Macy, for some unknown godforsaken reason, wants to put everything back in this box and then tape it back up instead of just returning the one piece. So we're about to put everything back in this box and tape it back up as best we can. All packaged up. Now to go to Tampa to return it. You've probably gotten this impression already, but I'm kind of a hermit. I don't really like leaving the house. Anytime I have to leave the house, I would rather be at the house. So going to Tampa, I hate everything about it. I don't want to go. The people, the travel, the traffic, everything about it. I don't want to go. But I'm gonna go. So yeah, just catch me at the house, horizontal, or doing something. Either I'm laying down or I'm up doing something. There's really no in between. So yeah, we're gonna go to Tampa. Going to IKEA. I'm in passenger princess mode. This is the weather Macy made me come out in. Look at these shenanigans. Nobody should be outside right now. Nobody should be outside the house. This is why I don't leave the house. Because it rains and it's warm. Gloomy ass day. Gloomy AF. And there's the skyline.
Oh, it's a pretty cruise ship.
There's Tampa.
Oh, there's IKEA.
And there's the cruise ship Macy's talking about. There's IKEA. I don't know if you can see that. IKEA Home Furnishings. We made it. 45 minutes later. 43. Macy wanted me to be specific. I've never been to an IKEA before, so I'm actually kind of interested to see what this is like. I'm gonna shuck the negativity and get jazzed up for an experience. Luckily, there was a loading zone up here in the front. We got the thing out. Now we gotta figure out, Macy's gonna go park and then meet me back up here, then we'll figure out where to go, get it returned. I feel like I've just walked into a foreign land. It's very fancy, and I'm scared. We've made it to the return area. It's very crowded. We are all checked in and sitting comfortably in IKEA. Oh, is that the check-in thing? Mm-hmm. Got our giant box with broken particle board in it. Seems there are other people with broken particle board here. This is also a very interesting place. We just passed by like a food court, and it almost looked like a grocery store. No idea what's going on over there. Pretty cool construction though. Steel beams, metal panels. Neat. So what happened, Macy?
So we returned it, but we got IKEA store credit for it, and we have to go to another department and tell them what part we want, and they'll like go and pull it off the shelf for us.
So we're gonna go buy it again, essentially. We got store credit, gonna go buy it again. But first we're gonna do a little exploring. So all we had to do was get like a pick ticket from the guys that were back there. We gave them the product number, and they said whenever we go check out and pay for it, they'll bring it up to the front and hold it for us. So we're gonna go look around up in the showroom area, and probably the little grocery store / I don't know what it is. We're gonna go look around and then pay for it here in a little bit. We have made it into the promised land. All these curated rooms. Very interesting. Like, I like the look of this. Not a hater. We made it through the mayhem that was the show floor. We are now back in the, what is this area called?
Self-service furniture.
Self-service furniture area. That was pretty cool. Not my cup of tea, but I feel like Macy could probably make a mean room with some of the stuff here.
Probably.
So we're gonna go check out and get back to the house and start working again. Nice little 2-hour detour. We got loaded up. We are headed to get some food at a place called Taco Dirty. I'm not gonna take the camera in to eat, but we are at Taco Dirty. They have some buffalo avocado broccoli, right? And it's amazing, and we're gonna eat a lot of it. See you in a minute. We secured the Taco Dirty. We ate there. I got a little to-go bowl. I'll put a picture of the food in the video if I haven't already done so. What's your rating, Maester?
I was like an 8.5 out of 10.
Why so low?
That's pretty high for me.
Oh, okay. So 8.5 out of 10. It was like, yeah, you know what? I'll go 8.5 out of 10. It was good. It wasn't like perfect, but it was good. I really enjoy Taco Dirty. Go check it out in Tampa, Florida, if you're ever there. We've made it back. We're going to start assembling this closet. Something about the car ride back made me very sleepy. Macy is frustrated that I don't want to be doing this right now. She's very excited about closet time. But we're going to compromise and we're going to build a closet. We're back with a hopefully unbroken closet system this time. Time for my favorite thing in the world. Reading instructions. Hashtag sarcasm. That doesn't look complicated at all. As much as I like building stuff, assembling things like this has to be my absolute least favorite thing in the world. New angles. All about them angles. I need, what do I need? What do I need? Phillips head screws? Really, IKEA? Are we in the ancient times? These instructions make no sense. I'm trying my best. All right, we got one of these suckers installed. It only took like an hour and a half, I guess. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but we did go kind of the super cheap route for the closets with, you know, what would make sense for what we need. So on to the next one. This episode again sponsored by LaCroix Spicy Water. Whew. 2 down. It's very hot in this little closet. This one's a little bit bigger. We have one more. One more on this side, and then we're gonna do like a pipe and bar, you know, like a steel bar system on the back. And then we gotta do the same thing over here. Yay. This is my side of the closet. We got one more thing to build. We're gonna get started on it. We've run into not really a snafu on the design, but on the back, it came with 2 shelves, but I didn't really like the layout of it. So what I'm thinking of doing is building like, using some like pipe hangers to go across to build, you know, racks for hangers instead of using what they shipped us. But if we're going to do that, then that changes how we have to build this 3rd unit. So we're probably going to wait until I get the materials to build this part to build the 3rd unit on either side. We can go ahead and build these other 2. We'll probably do that tomorrow. We had to take a break because Macy's got to figure some stuff out on the closet, and I need to change out the fan motor on my car here. So we'll be back to do the rest of the closets another day. Another round of closet making. We're about to go to Lowe's early Monday morning, Labor Day. We're gonna get some pipe to hang up here for our clothes rack, which is what we changed in the design after we'd already received the deliveries for the modular closet here. So, Lowe's trip. We have to go down to the Lowe's in Bradenton before we go home. How does that make you feel?
I hope I get Chick-fil-A out of this.
She hopes she gets Chick-fil-A. I got what I needed. Macy's in the bathroom right now, but I've never seen a Lowe's that sells clothes. You can buy clothes at Lowe's. Who knew? A whole section. Not that I'm going to be buying any clothes here anytime soon. I get all my clothes from like TJ Maxx or Walmart, but glad to know the option is there. We've made it back. We have all the ingredients to make a closet. Now we must cook the recipe. What am I saying? Finally back at my house. These are what I'm gonna use to build the closet racks with. Just black galvanized pipe, cleats on each wall. They'll go in the back. It will save some space because we were originally going to build, the closet's kind of right behind you, we were going to build some of the built-ins like we built yesterday, but it would have had to go up under this beam and it just wouldn't have looked as good in my opinion. This will kind of open up some of the space and give us more utility. So I'm gonna get started cutting and fitting this stuff. Luckily they had just black galvanized decorative pipe, so I don't have to thread it. It's just slip fittings with a set screw. So it'll be a lot easier than having to thread pipe and get exact measurements. A little bit of play in the slip fittings. Gonna measure end to end here in the closet. We got the handy dandy laser level. Carrot, what are you doing back here? Carrot. Who's a good prairie princess? Who's a good 8-month-old, 70-pound girl? She is. All right, so what we've run into, I was bamboozled by this piece of blocking right here to think that these studs lined up across the room. They do not. The studs are all cattywampus. Macy doesn't like the look of that, I agree. I've presented a solution to hang blocking between the studs, if I can find this one again. So there's a stud that runs here and a stud that runs here. I would hang blocking for the top shelf, blocking for the bottom shelf, put the cleat here, cleat in the middle here, and then we would, you know, obviously we'd paint this white before we hung it up. Either that or we go back to the original closet idea of just having, you know, the built-in that has to sit up under this beam and losing all this space. We shall await her decision. Macy has settled on the blocking and metal pipe idea since it will give us more room in here to work with, be a little bit more open in the back, and because I pressured her into making a decision. So I'm gonna get started working on that. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. This episode, again, brought to you by LaCroix Spicy Water. I was a Topo Chico guy for a while, but LaCroix is cheaper. And just a little bit less bite, not quite as much bite. All right, got the cleats hung up. Macy's got them painted. She's gonna put a second coat on here in a couple of minutes because this paint dries pretty quick. I have the rods cut to size, so they'll go into the stud, into the cleat, and then there'll be a pipe that comes down and hangs into the beam, and it'll just be like a tension bar. It won't go all the way to the floor, but it'll be like a mid-span support for it, because Macy has some heavy clothes. I have a lot of clothes too. Not as many as Macy, but a lot. And honestly, Macy, you buy all my clothes, so technically they're all your clothes.
I just don't wear them.
She just doesn't wear all of them.
Sometimes.
Do you wear my clothes? I don't think so. So I'm gonna get that installed once this paint dries. Then we'll get back to installing closets. We'll probably only get the 2 boxes installed today like we did on this side, because we're gonna have to return the ones that were gonna go there and there, and then get stuff that's like this that goes taller. What?
I have a question.
What?
When do I get a sody?
Ask it into the mic.
When do I get a sody?
She heard if you eat a sugar and you drink a sody, or a diet sody, it cancels out the sugar. What sody do you want? I shall bring her a sody. The timer is going off, and she shall begin the second coat. You know, this has like a thing here. Jesus Christ. Don't do that right over a guy's head. Leaving it in. I'm gonna set the timer for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I have no idea if that worked or not. I've never tried to do the transition thing before. This thing is like right where my head hit. I have to duck every time I come under here.
Nothing was me as funny as
When we were cleaning out the barn. And every time I walked out of there, I hit my head on that thing. Literally every time.
You know it's bad, like when my dad is not laughing at you for how many times you hit your head.
It was pretty damn funny. It's just like a powder coating, but it's still galvanized pipe, so it won't rust.
Yeah.
And that's what we really had to worry about. Like if we use black iron pipe, the rust. I think I could probably hang from this.
Okay, you're good. You proved it. Get down. Michael, get down.
You think I'm gonna pull that down?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
It's only held up with two beams, two columns.
2 8x8 columns and 2 structurally load-bearing walls. You're crazy.
These aren't load bearing.
This isn't coming down. This isn't coming down for any reason. Worked out just how I wanted it to. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Minus the 2 boards over there. But I can live with that. She's built. And she's sturdy. I could probably sit on this. I'm not going to, but I could. Oh yeah, she's good, yeah. Hold all the clothes. I convinced Macy to let us build these 2 closets before we go to Tampa to return the other stuff, because I really don't want to go to Tampa. I don't like going to Tampa. Nobody likes going to Tampa. People that live in Tampa don't even like going to Tampa. Luckily, what we're installing, or about to install, is the same thing that we installed twice yesterday. So both of these things that we're about to install should be relatively quick. It's hungry work, constructing Swedish closets. These things are made out of particle board. I'm not a huge fan of the construction of them, but I think they're gonna work really well. They seem really sturdy now that they're installed. And we're gonna have 2 more, one thing here and one thing here. And then there will be shelves and drawers and stuff that get installed all up and down both of these things. We have all that out here. Macy will probably be the one to install that stuff. We're gonna return those 2 because those were gonna go on the back. We replaced that with the pipe hanger system here, which I really like. And then these 4 are getting returned and traded for 2 more that are like this. Same height, but a different width. And those will sit right here. That way we have a little bit more height on those. Because originally the idea was to have some that went here and then turned into like a corner unit and went all the way across, but they came up under this beam. So it connected all the way back here. But since we weren't gonna build this back part, we were just gonna use this open hanger system. We don't need to subtract the depth from those. So we're gonna get all that returned. Macy's gonna go to Tampa. She's not gonna make me go with her, thank God. And the IKEA employees will help her unload all this stuff when she gets there. We're gonna get all that loaded up. She's gonna go do that. I'll probably stay here and either do some schoolwork or do some other stuff on the computer, or maybe find something to do in here, I don't know. But yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Really looking forward to having a closet back here. Only thing after this is getting the floors done, and we'll be moving back here. I've tried to film this video 3 times. I didn't have my microphone on the first time. My camera was in time-lapse mode the second time. Macy's back from IKEA now. I've been relaxing for like the past hour and a half. I'm in my relaxation clothes. It's probably getting closer to 2.5 hours actually. We're gonna unload her car and then get the last of it built tonight. We've brought in the first one. These are the same exact thing, only it's the same width as the first one here. It was originally slightly different. The third cubby in each of these was originally slightly different than the first 2, but now it's all gonna be the same thing throughout. And it'll be the third one will be the same size as the first 2 closets here. So we're gonna get them put in. Should be pretty easy. All these closets, but no shelves to put anything on.
Well, I don't want to do it yet until...
I know, I should make a joke. I don't like not having pockets. I set the camera up to do this side, and I said we were gonna do that side, but now we're doing this side. All better. Mo better. Mo better. That one's done. On to the next one. Success!
You did it. 5,000 hours.
Closet is installed, or at least the frame of the closet is installed. Now we gotta install all the shelves and whatnot. We are fully installed, aside from the shelves that Macy's gonna put in. There's like one of the shoe racks. And there's drawers and pant hangers on sliders and stuff like that. But yeah, there's the closet, fully installed. I'll get some video when she gets the other stuff done. We'll probably start working on that now. all the stuff that I just got done versus what Macy just did. Granted, building a drawer is much harder than assembling these little plug and play things. But here's the first of the drawers. It's got a little soft close feature on it. I don't know how far up these go with drawers, but they're gonna fill up a lot of this. And then these are gonna have like 2 little pant hanger pullouts for the top and the bottom. Obviously, hang up shirts over here. Macy has like a little dress hanger thing over here. I think top to bottom drawers over here, but maybe something else. And then shoes. Looking at the spacing on hers because her feet are so tiny. My shoes obviously take up a lot more space than hers do. But all right, we're gonna call it a night for tonight. These are all the shoes that Macy has.
These aren't all.
These aren't even all of them. These are 2 giant baskets. This is where she has to fit them. I'm giving a whopping 2% chance that every one of these shoes fits in this closet. We're putting the shoes up here now, and half of them still have the tags on them.
2 pair.
More than 2. It's gotta be more than 2. We're doing okay so far. Less than halfway through, more than halfway through the shoes, less than halfway through the shoe space.
Those are all the big shoes.
No, those shoes are bigger than the flat shoes you put up, right? The ones on the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
Will she make it? Volume-wise, I may have as many shoes as you, but definitely not like quantity, individual pairs. But volume, for sure. It's got all my shoes up and Macy's shoes up. We're not gonna put anything else in here at the moment because we're gonna wait until we get the flooring in before we put the shirts and everything. We might put pants and stuff in the drawers and whatnot, but that's probably gonna be all we're gonna do for now. So this is how we're gonna leave the closet until we get the flooring done. We don't wanna move everything in here until the flooring is in, just because they're gonna have to grind and do a bunch of stuff in here. So I'll put that in the flooring video, but I'll go ahead and put this one out there's really not anything else we have to do on the closet other than put clothes in here. So if you wanna see how all this looks with the flooring and everything completed and all the clothes in here, go check out the flooring video that I'll put out after this at some point. So here's what the closet looked like before, and here's how it looks like today until we get the flooring in. See you next time.
Eating big time, ain't she pretty? Ain't she witty? Ain't she great?